Hello, hello! It's me! Oh, I'm showing the stream. Yeah, I got a proper stream outfit now. It's obviously a spacesuit, so exactly what we what we need for a nice dome stream. Thank you. Yeah, it could be the engineer. Yeah. So I'm just not sure. So if the beard needs to be outside or inside. If it's outside, it looks a bit stupid. Inside, I think inside might be better. But then if only a few hairs come out, it looks like pubes or something like that. Like that's also bad. So I'm not sure what to do. Maybe I'll go this variant for now. Yeah. Hello, John. Hello, Cameron. Nice to see you here. Hello, everyone else. Phoenix, Crispy, Gratka, the Critical Michael. Nice. Echo Bip and Bits. Oh yeah, I had this stream open, but I closed it. I am from Sachsen. I'm sitting right now in Dresden in Germany. And yeah, I'm trying to fix my spacesuit. Yeah. So let me know. That's funny. Hi, it's me, a guy from Discord. Yeah. Hi to you too. Okay, so I guess let's dive right in. I wanted to show a little bit what we planned, what we did so far with the visual upgrade. So that was something that really kept us busy for the past weeks, since maybe the second week of January. We know in we did know and decide in December even that we want to do a graphics overhaul and a visual improvement, but we didn't yet know what we wanted to do and how to do it. So basically, I mean, you know this state. This was the old style, and make the game harder. Yeah, yeah. This style is really cool. Obviously, I mean. Many people seem to enjoy it. Otherwise, I guess you wouldn't be here. So it has its charm, definitely. I'm with you on that. And the reason it looks like this is back mostly from the game jam time. So we made this in 72 hours, the version that's on itch.io, and with a resolution that low. It's super fast to make, so we couldn't really do a game like that in 72 hours with one pixel artist with like more pixels. Yeah, but as nice as this look is, we don't really feel like it's fantastic for Steam. So you don't see many games that have that low resolution on Steam, and we also knew we could maybe make something more interesting, and especially with the main character. The main character here, you can't really do much with it. I think it's 4:9 pixels, so there can be basically no personality to it. Yeah, and yeah, tertiary color would add a lot to the game, like a third color. Yeah, yeah, we will go into that. I think the chat's already being funny. I like it. Okay, so yeah, and this is when we thought, okay, how can we improve it? And for that, I hired actually 3 artists, and in the meantime, Anna also did a version. So Anne is actually my wife and is doing the pixel art and did the pixel art for this. So I kind of forced her to join my game dev hobby, and now she likes to do it too. But there were some like growing pains, sure. Yeah, and this is what she made. This doubled the tell her hi. She's in the chat, I'm sure. I can see her sitting sitting at her desk, petting a cat. Yeah, and animate this one with double resolution. And that image, I mean, it was clear to me that that's nice. So, and this was also the feedback from you all, so that the dome looks just very cool. What got really mixed opinions was this kind of monster here, and I'm fully with you on that. Hello, Moonlit Monitors. Moonlit Monitors is also a developer from Germany, which I met last week, actually, in a workshop, which was very nice. And they are making Germinal, if you want to check that out. Precision platformer. Very cool. Yeah, and the mixed reactions were on the monsters. We didn't really know. Okay, let me start in a different way. People didn't really like the details here, so that you can really recognize the shapes. It takes away some like mystery, some that they maybe look less horrifying than over here. And the way we wanted to do it is to not have them shaded like that all the time, but to only shade them when they are near the dome, so as a sort of a light effect, or when they get shot with a laser. Yeah, but we actually scrapped that later. So we fully agree with... we thought about it, and now we fully agree this is the way to go. But not in this resolution, but more in this. Okay. This was also a very big question. As I said, this is double the resolution. And double the resolution is not double the work. It's 4 times the pixels, because it's in 2 dimension, double in 2 dimension. And we also need to increase the frame rate of animations, because 4 frames per second might look good in this style, but it doesn't look good anymore on this. And so we also realized, okay, double the resolution might be too high, because it's like 8 times the work or something like that. But I will get back to that later. First of all, as I said, we hired a few pixel artists or concept artists to do new concepts for Dome. And the first one made this in the very first try. And I didn't like the dome too much. It didn't feel like a dome, and that was because he misunderstood. He thought it was like an arc. But of course it should be a dome. But what I immediately liked was there's some kind of area here, more depth to the world, and this was nice. And also these effects, this is really moody, right? And we knew we could place little lamps in the mine and have light effects and normal maps and such. So I gave him the update on the dome, like this is not really the way to go, and he made these ones. And these ones I also really liked. So yeah, so the underground looks really nice with the texture here, and of course the overworld too. The worlds look really nice. And this was the main reference for us for a long time. And yeah, before I go into that, let me show you what the other artists made. One made this. This is competent pixel art, but it didn't really hit the spot with what I wanted to do for the mines. Kind of my brief was, okay, I want to have the mines should also feel deep in a way. Yeah, and this feels flat, although the ore itself, this is all nice. It's well pixeled. So we kind of scrapped that, and we also had this design. And this is also like a so I went to the concept artist like, okay, reimagine Dome in your style, and try to add some things here, make it look nicer and such. Yeah, and one artist stayed within the original resolution, and it looks also very nice. It has a nice palette, and the underground also looks cool. It looks very varied, and I thought it was also a great touch to have like little plant elements on the top of the rocks if they stay for a longer time. But what I felt is this could not hold up with this or this so that we really need a resolution increase, right? This is a very big resolution, too big to do, but this felt more okay. If we double the resolution, that might still work out. Music is a tad too loud. Okay, let me make the music a little bit less loud. So I think that should be better. Let me know if it's still too loud. I'm just gonna take a second to go over the chat. Rocky Druid wrote, different biomes that even change your dome would be cool, but that's probably much later on. Yeah, so we will have different worlds like this, but the dome won't be changed by that. But the conditions will change. Like you might only meet certain monsters in certain worlds, or you have worlds where there are no flying monsters because there are very strong winds, or worlds that also change up how the underground world works. Perfect volume. Thanks, Cubus. Nice to see you here too. Night levels. Yeah, could also be a thing. So I'm glad to already see the ideas floating around here. I like the wet cave dome, says Frisk. The wet cave dome. This one, right? Yeah. So this was also nice because I thought, okay, we can also do like little background effects, like mist rising in the background. And John Jodson, who's making Gravity Ace too, he actually implemented this mist, and we have this mist ready. We just haven't used it yet. The problem here was we still weren't sure on the style. Okay. Next step from here was, I set Anne to remaking this in our style, because as nice as these look, the star in these images is rather the background. It's not really the dome. The background looks amazing, and the underground also looks cool, but the dome lost a lot of its charm that it has here. We get raided. I'm not... this is my second stream, so I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what is there a protocol when you get raided? Do we have to seek shelter or something like that? I guess I'm glad we are getting raided. Hello everyone. Tell them about the game. Now I need to improvise. And every time I try to talk about how the game works, it sounds a bit boring. But basically, you are a little player, and you go into these mines and mine for resources, and then have to carry them back to your dome, where they get processed into materials you can then use to buy fancy upgrades for your dome. And you alternate between going into the mine and just mining. And prospecting, searching for new resources, and every minute or 2 minutes or so, a wave of monsters comes and attacks your dome. And so you really need those resources, otherwise your dome shatters. Oh yeah, that's a thank you for the demo link, Build Blasters. Yeah, perfect. It's best you can try it on your own. The demo is free, and we put the demo up like 3 weeks ago, and it was pretty insane, to be honest. I think around 30,000 people got the demo. That's mind-blowing. Okay. Apparently this is addictive. Yeah, it seems like that. Pretty addictive. So, we were talking about the domes, that the domes don't really fit our style, although they look cool. So I set Anna to remaking the dome more into our style. So she took the concepts from the concept artist and tried to, how would this from above look like in our color scheme and in a little bit more darker mood. And she tried different things here, some brighter ones, some darker ones. I also made a little poll on the Discord, and this was, I think this was the winner from all these. So basically the darkest variant. And this was still, I think, double resolution. And Anna also made the different dome types, like the shape for the laser dome, the shape for the sword dome, and the shape for the artillery dome. So that would, or at least that was the latest concept for the artillery dome. So it should look really sturdy, a bit more brutal than the other things that they are more kind of elegant. So let me just go out a bit. If we still have a resolution comparison over here somewhere. No, we don't. We don't have a resolution compare. Oh, here you can see the polls I was just talking about. Okay, which one is better, the bright one or dark one? And 8 people voted this, and basically 0 voted this. Yeah, so we also worked a lot on the resolution. We did some tests because we realized, okay, double the resolution would be too much. We can't really handle that. So the question was, how low can we go? Can we do like a 50% increase instead of 100% or 25% increase? We tested a lot, animate concepts for that. Yeah, and finally we settled on doing 50% resolution increase. So from 320 pixels wide to 480 pixels. And this is not. This would be double resolution still. And here we also we tried how would different keepers look like. Like this is the regular old dude, you know, the engineer. Yeah, and we thought, okay, this could be one, and this could be one, but this looks a little bit dwarfy. Temporos remembers having monitors that were 320 pixels wide. Yeah, that was a different time. I think when I was young, 480 or 640 was the norm, and then if you had a good monitor, you had 800 by 600 resolution. Yeah, so we got also some like references over here. I'm not even sure if we can show them in the stream or if that's bad. Okay, and this was also the point where we felt like, okay, let me start in another way. Our team is not complete. So basically our core team, I would say, is me, Anne, who does the pixel art, and Cameron, who does the music. So this was the original gang that made the demo you can play right now. And we have a few missing positions or skills, I would say. For me, that's... Oh, I forgot Robert Jan, who did some effects on the demo you can play. It's not he didn't work that much on it, but this is one position that's missing from us, a really graphics programmer, or at least that was the case until John joined. And yeah, so someone who can do nice effects and is good with shaders and such, because that's not me. Another position that was lacking for us is the position of art direction. This one is very easy in a sense to keep directed, because it's so simple. It uses only 10 colors. Now that we wanted to increase the resolution, the lack of proper art director really showed. So Anne is of course a good pixel artist, as you can see, but she also didn't like study anything in the art section, and is really learning. She's learning fast and a lot, but we still felt, okay, we could use someone really experienced for some art direction. And for that we actually hired Thomas Feichtmeier. He's also on Twitter very active. Xiang Mu. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name correctly. And he was really crucial to helping us out with really difficult questions. We usually meet once a week on Friday and go through the things. And he showed some things to us, like how we can quickly throw up together worlds by taking references, how the planets should be shaded if they are done like properly, like a planet shading. So this was Anna's old one, and basically this would look more like a planet. And he also emphasized that we should really go into the deep here and use full perspective on the overworld. And that was also an important decision. And he also showed, okay, you could have a small day-night cycle with just varying some like hue saturation, doing some overlays here, and that's also an interesting bit. We haven't done that so far, but as you can see, there could also be already like a little transition. But the face, yeah. So yeah, that's important that the moon has a little face, and I think in the future we would probably rather do it like that, but more on that later. Yeah, so where can I continue? Maybe that one. So we went about, okay, let's actually do the underground. And for that, we tried many variants. So here you can see really a normal map is applied and a light around the keeper. And we checked, okay, how can we do it? How should it look like? And Thomas also advised on that because it didn't really look nice here. And he advised, okay, you could draw the edges like that, and you could have the keeper have a colored light. And so we moved from week to week, basically. Also with the worlds, he said, okay, yeah, you have this world now, but you could also make it more interesting, like have floating structures here, and in general make it a little bit more alien. And so we went ahead with that. And yeah, you can't see it, but there were always like a week in between. Then we arrived at some point at something like this, where we again decided, okay, we want to have really tiles visible. And then we talked about, okay, how can we improve the iron from this, basically. And yeah, it was mostly about making bigger structures with a nicer shading. I want to show you some GIFs of the in-betweens, sort of. So this was the very first version we basically had before we got Thomas in. It takes a minute because it's a big GIF, and you can see the keeper is moving through it, and the light looks really nice on the edges, and you have small like decorations, and you have the iron hidden and some grass, and here a nice rock that has a little like lantern. Yeah, so two things just came up in the chat. Will we have firmware upgrades? Yeah, maybe a little bit. Not like really in a roguelike. And gradient when going down, yeah, that's also something we are considering, but we will do it in a slightly different way. So this was what we had, still in double resolution actually, and not in 1.5. And then we got some good advice and switched to 1.5 resolution, and we arrived at this. And this is where I thought, okay, that doesn't really look. I mean, it's more readable as a game because you can better see the resources, but it sort of lost all the mood, right? So it's very bright, doesn't look dangerous or something like that, right? So I was a bit. we always had phases where we were like a little bit desperate because. We were happy with the state. Then we changed things we knew were right to change, but then we didn't know what would come of it and how to solve the new issues like this, really losing a bit of the atmosphere. Yeah, so we went again, we took this and got some ideas from Thomas. And let me just see what what that one is. I think that was more about the effects, but here you can see we brought back in structure into the tiles with like different hardness stages. Like this is easy to dig, and here you have bigger rocks in it, and it gets harder to dig. And here you can also see like a new world concept that really brings in the perspective and parallax scrolling a lot. I Build Blasters asks, what if you had a space station where you defend a cupola from asteroids as you at your dome travel to another planet? That's funny because the very first idea, in the very first sketch for Dome, you didn't defend from monsters. You actually defended from asteroids that would fall down. But monsters seemed so easy to do then. I think Anne just made one for fun, like a little shape, and we immediately thought, okay, this might work better. Okay. We can go back here. Here you can see this world again. It has a lot of layers in the background. Yeah, and this was just for comparison the old one. Yeah. Then we had a really important, I feel like an important session. So this was the state, like I would say two weeks ago, where it looked nice. So the dome, I think it looks fancy in a way. We had the new shredder, and it was already animated and such. And the underground, we made it a little bit darker again, made the structure like this, so we could have a nice light and these back. And that was something we felt relatively happy with. There are some, don't mind the like visual bugs. This is not like polished. What you can also see here is that the tile is not only having a resource, but the resource is also appearing at the border. Yeah, but then we had a really critical session. Let me just jump over here. That was again with Thomas, like a fundamental change. And he explained, okay, if you are doing like a game, you can either go into a more painterly style or into a more graphical style where it's more about shapes, geometric shapes, and not so much about how it really looks like. And we were more into the realistic with the graphic I just showed with that one. So this looked a bit more realistic. But this is also difficult to make, and the important thing was Anne put up an art direction board, and what she chose as references was actually more on the graphical style, not in the realistic one. And the original, the demo you can play, is also, of course, very deep into the graphical style. It doesn't have a realistic look. Yeah, the game isn't romantic at all. The game, why don't romantic? We made it in 72 hours, right, for a game jam, for Ludum Dare 48. That was in April last year. And usually in game jams, yeah, I mean, you have to find a name for your game. And we thought hard about it and we really couldn't come up with anything that I was satisfied with, because it all sounded like cheesy, like Dome Digger or Deep Dome, Down Dome, Dome Under. So I wasn't really a fan of all of those. We knew we wanted to do something with Dome, because Dome is not an overused word, and obviously you have a dome in here. And I do like puns. So and Dorf Romantik was popular at that point, and I thought, okay, Dorf Romantik, yeah, and we want Dome, maybe it's just Dome Romantik. And it was stupid enough to convince me, and we went for it. But we will rename in the future. So we looked long for a new name. I also made some like polls about it, and we have decided on a new name, which is not public yet, but it will not be called Dome Romantik in the future. Oh yeah, it placed 9th overall, which was our highest rating, and what was also important and more meaningful, I think, than the rank, is that so many people played it. If you go to itch.io and sort by like what are the most popular games on itch from Ludum Dare 48, like Dome is the second, I think. Deepest Sword was super popular, incredibly popular. Okay, I went off on a tangent regarding naming. Let's get back to this. So, and Thomas also explained, okay, you could go into realistic, but then you have to be consistent with it. So your character, your keeper is not realistic. You would have to make that realistic, and it's also difficult, and it's also probably more expensive to produce. And your references are all graphic, and your original game is also in the graphical style. So he made a reference from the direction board that Anne made, and came up with this. And this immediately, it was very quickly clear to us, okay, yeah, this is much closer to the original game. It stays more true to the old style. And that's when we knew, okay, we can scrap all the things we made here, like the animations and such. We can throw that away again, and we are going to do it in a different way. Yeah, Dre. I'm not sure how do you pronounce the name, Dry or Dre. Anyway, we had an amazing last 3 weeks after we released the Dome, where so many people played the demo, also because of incredible YouTubers like Dre. Dragust. It's Sir Dragust. Yeah, and that was incredible for us. And not really something we expected. We just threw out the demo that was basically as is for 5 months without us releasing it. Yeah, that went much farther than we ever expected. And yeah, so my screen is bugging out. Now it's okay again. Yeah, we knew we wanted to go here. Also with decorations, you have basically the same thing, right? A more realistic grass or more graphic grass. And the idea is that if you don't really choose a thing, you have a weaker direction, right? It's not as clear of a style. You can't really mix it. You have to choose a point and stay there. So we went for more graphical. And we had the same discussion then. So we knew that the dome would work like that, but we also needed to do that for the underground. And that was basically, okay, we abandon the light system with normal maps, because the soft light is something that's in the realistic style. And oh yeah, I sorry, I have to try not to go on too much tangents here, but also what you write in the chat is also very interesting. So maybe one more tangent. Retromation was the first big YouTuber who picked it up, and he had a really good time with the game. I was so happy that he enjoyed it and made the recommendations, and I think that was the snowball that started rolling down the hill, and then it kind of blew up. So he was the first of the bigger ones, I would say. Okay, back to the graphic style. Yeah, so we knew we can't do the edges like we did over here with a soft edge and a lighting and such. So yeah, we went about designing the new ones, and they are again a much more simpler style. And this was also something we worked on with Thomas. He explained a bit how to make a certain granularity and play with shapes in a way so you can basically read how hard the mine is to dig through. Like this is soft and it gets harder down the line. And this is how the mine will look like probably in the future. But we also had an idea of maybe we can bring in back some subtle light effects, not like before, not with the normal map on a like wet surface, but just a little bit of keeper light, so you see you are actually moving through here. Yeah, let me. Yeah, this is from another game. How they do the light effects. Basically, they fade out in the distance like that. This is how light would look like in a really graphical style. So it's not a soft light like we had before. Oh, and just for fun, let me show you something. Isn't that nice? The spider laser. Yeah. So yeah, we had a few different concepts on how the laser would move, and we tried a few things, and the spider laser is fun. I'm not sure if we should use that, because the spider feels a bit like a monster. I feel that doesn't. I'm not sure about it yet. Have you seen the wiki? Frisk asks. What wiki? I don't know. Okay, this is like the really nice visual upgrade thing. And this was a in-between sketch where we decided on, okay, maybe let's have back the tiles at the edge, and also nice like background caves and big relics that you need to dig out. A wiki for Dom Romantik? No, I haven't seen. Please send a link. I would like to see it. And yeah, we can watch another one. I hope it loads. Yeah, this was also like an intermediate state. I already went past that. Sorry if I'm not super well structured now. So this is something we scrapped basically, right? You can see the lighting on the walls. Also a lot of effects that John made with the digging and with the new carry line that feel good. And I think in the video he goes up, and there you can also see the parallax again. And I might just start a wave there. Oh no, that's all. So I feel the zoom is always nice. It works well. Okay, what can I show you otherwise? So I'm gonna show you one more thing before I show you how the dome looks like right now, and what could be the really quite final style. But don't tell anyone. Here you can see like a cave in the background that has some parallaxing going on, and this is something special too. I will talk about that not today, maybe in the future at some point. And yeah, so this was the first concept Anne did in this style after Thomas made this one. Basically, Anne went over and created this, and here we both understood very well. Okay, this is the way to go. This looks really nice. This looks close to what we had before. The realistic style also is nice, but this feels like the original, and that's something we really value. And yeah, and so it goes on, and now Anna was also remaking the gadgets, and you can see it's just looking. I love the look. So it really looks to me like an upgrade of the old. Staying true to the old, not losing the qualities that it had. Yeah, and this is. We also basically here you can see we do a lot of experimenting too. So this is not even all the variants. So it always feels a bit like the Power Rangers, like a gang. And how the resources might look like, right? The iron drops Do they look like this, or the cobalt drops or the water drops? We were thinking about how to differentiate them so that they follow one color, and each one has a distinctive shape. And I tried how they could look like in the tile, like these. And we also, this was just from today, also like reworking the old gadgets, how they could look like, and the new special thing I won't talk about today, but I really love how intense that looks, how epic. Yeah, and this is how the inside could look with the more graphical style, right? It's not it doesn't have the soft lighting, but here you can already see at least the beginning of okay, we have different hardness stages. Like this is soft, this is easy to dig through, this is pretty hard, and this is like medium soft. Yeah, and that's it. So we also checked with is it still here? I think. No, we also sometimes, what's a good thing to try is to make that into grayscale and see if it reads as well. And if you compare how the old game, the old style, and this reads, they are very similar. This is not that similar to, or like the realistic style we arrived at is not as similar to this, I would say, as this is. And this is very clear and clean and well recognizable. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I think that covers the like visual upgrade we did so far. This was really a ton of work, a lot of desperation, a lot of euphoric moments when we thought we figured something out. Like when we thought the game will look like this, we also went, yes, now we know it. Let's do it like that. And there was so much back and forth and so much details you really want to figure out. Like the age-old question: is the tunnel dark and the surroundings bright, or is the tunnel bright and the surroundings dark? There's an argument for both, and it's difficult to figure out. Write that down. Yeah. Let me show you also some. Oh, yeah, I already posted that on Discord. We are not only reworking the graphics, so that's not the only thing we are doing right now. At the same time, we are also working on. Let me put it like that, and then I can show it nicer. We are also reworking these systems, although because we are making a new demo, right? So we will release a new demo this year that will look like the new game and play better. And it probably won't have much new content, so it will still be the old Laserdome and such, because I mean it's only a demo. But we are also improving the systems. Like this here, you can see they are approaching on several different paths basically, and we have the same thing for the flyer, better flyer system. Yeah, but also a different wind condition. But that's something for a future talk. And yeah, to wrap up, I can show you some concept art that I ordered in, I think it was September. I wanted to have a new capsule art, and we made a few we got a few different concepts made from a Greek concept artist, and I think they all turned out nice. And this also feels kind of special, like being inside the dome and seeing the shape of a horror outside. That's something I really like. And this was the final version of that. And this might also be a thing, but who knows? I won't talk about that for now. Yeah, I guess that was all I wanted to show you today. So I can hang around for a few minutes and nice. uh, and I would like to check if I missed like an important question. So if you have a question right now is the time to answer it. What is this costume from Zimni? He has of course priority in getting an answer. That's an astronaut costume I ordered for like $30 to do the streams, and I'm sweating underneath it. So next time I might be completely naked underneath the astronaut suit. Tell us lore. Lore is a good point. Yeah. Release when? Release. Okay, on the Steam page it says this year, and I can't go into more detail for now. But you don't need to wait for very long. How can I say it? We will clarify that in a few weeks. That I can say. Lore is an interesting bit. Want me to send the wiki link here or on Steam? Yeah, please send it here. I would like to check it out, and we can look at it on the stream also. Okay, third time I'm trying to get back to lore. I'm always having trouble getting distracted by stuff. So like the scroll thing. It's not all clear with the lore, so it's something we are building while developing. I'm always open to ideas and suggestions you might have about the lore, basically about what the backgrounds could be. I have certain like basic ideas I wanna play around with, but so far we didn't need that much lore. Basically, what's an important pillar is that you are finding stuff, technology stuff in the ground. So that means basically there was something there before you that was not like a natural occurring thing. And what we don't want to do, or what I don't want to do, I'm not sure how the others feel about it. It's something that feels cliche, like, okay, the ancient Forerunner civilization put that here, and we don't know, they all vanished. So that feels kind of overused. So I have many ideas for things that feel fresh to me. Now it's more about picking one and building on top of that. Hot tub stream, man. I thought the hot tub stream craze was over, right? I'm not up to date on the how the sexy streams are doing on Twitch. I mean, the astronaut costume is sexy, I would say. From developer to OnlyFans creator. Okay. We need to scale back. I really want this to be a roguelite. That's also a good point. Yeah. I don't. What I don't want to have for the game is that the more skilled you get in it and the more experienced you get in it, that at the same time the game gets easier. That's not something I want. I know some games pull that off nicely. I've seen Hades or Hades recommended a few times, and I definitely have to play that. But I know that also roguelike games can work well. What I'm currently eyeing is that you will have some stuff that's a permanent upgrade, but you won't build a huge upgrade, a huge set of upgrades that follow you around for every run. Like you get 100 times 10% more damage or stuff like that. And this is something I don't want to do. I would rather have a lot of content there, so you can like a little bit customize and build challenges on your own. So the base game should be doable for everyone, but with the idea that you can make it much harder. How long until we play the Sword Dome? With the next playtest. So when we do playtests, you can definitely play the Sword Dome if you are one of the chosen few, I would say. If not, latest it's with release. Is the release going to be with a newer Godot version? That's a great question. So Godot 4 is like in the alpha right now. Right now it doesn't make sense to switch. Maybe. Release on December 31st confirmed. Okay. I should read the names who asks the stuff, because that's relevant, right? Kulimark asked, if you make it so you can swap between the starting resolution and the new back resolution in settings, would you have to make 2 games in a sense? Yes. That would mean for every content we want to add, we have to make the content twice, visually at least. There's also other stuff connected to it, like the physics system. Basically, we can't have that. Dom Romantik fandom. So now I can see the link over here. Oh, that's interesting. That's kind of a magical moment to find a wiki. I'm not sure if anything is in there yet, and I'm not sure how that does when we rename the game. But that's interesting. Sword Dome, Laser Dome. What's in the Laser Dome? I mean, there's quite some stuff you can figure out from the upgrades file, right, and from the game data file that that are available in the file system. I placed them there so you can basically mod the game. Interesting. Yeah, cool. I will definitely check out what other things this wiki has to offer. Yeah, Easter eggs would be definitely fun. Again, I ask, will difficulty depend on time and level or level number, like multi-level or one level, which gets harder? I'm not sure. Oh, I'm just trying to not miss any questions here. Yeah, Phoenix asked the thing about the difficulty. Is it multi-level or one level, which gets harder? So yeah, basically with each level, the monster waves will get increasingly more strong, right? So it gets more difficult if you can't really keep up with that. How they scale up, time is the most important component, I would say, or not really time, but the index of the wave. So the 15th wave, something like that. That will be much harder than the second. Is there an estimated number on the perks of perks that will be available at launch? So we have 2 things. We have gadgets and we have the upgrades you can buy for gadgets. For the gadgets, I think we will have more than 20. But for sure, I would say at least for sure less than 50. So that's a big span. I don't want to be too specific for now. Oh, hot tub craze is never over. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really keeping up here. Reverse roguelike. Not sure what you mean, Nagirok. Enemies get upgrades. Oh yeah, so you get, yeah. There are sometimes ideas floating around, like you start with all the upgrades and you lose it one by one and you get weaker and so. But I think that never works out. Yeah, sorry if I take a little bit of risk with the with the chat. I'm trying to keep up here. Yeah. So Olena Nanas says it's nice to have different kinds of runs and perma upgrades. Usually goes towards a single dominant strategy. Yeah, and that's something that's really important to me, to have different strategies and play types and gadgets that are viable. And I have a good feeling we have that right now. So everyone knows the lift is amazing. But for example, with the orchard, some people don't play with it at all. Some people love it. Same goes for the prospection meter. So that's really that's a good sign. And people argue what is best. How can we sign up to playtest? Asks Chunky Yogurto. Come over to the Discord and get the playtester role. I think that will be the first group of people that get to playtest. Maybe we do something like the Steam kind of open playtest, where you just where everyone can join the playtest, or the playtest is like 500 slots. I'm not yet sure, but on the Discord you will be definitely the first to know. Wow, he's far behind the chat, really far back. Oh, that's that's a bad sign. So what can I do? Read faster or talk less. Yeah, Sausage said that. It's really cool that you made a game with Godot. I love the game. Was wondering if you can make cool stuff with Godot. Motivates me. Said Penner from Land. Oh no, it's Penner from Land. Yeah, that's actually funny. That's a hobo from the country. Yeah, absolutely. I love Godot. Godot is amazing. Our Steam Workshop would be available, asks Aria. Yes, I hope so. I really want to offer that you can mod the game, at least in some ways. You will probably not be able to like add new monsters, but you could change all the balancing, all the tech trees, but also like the algorithm parameters that determine which monster waves appear and such. So I really want to enable that. Nagirok also asks, is there a difference between wave number and time? Yes, it is. The time between waves gets increasingly longer, and you also have the repellent that can give you like 20 extra seconds. So it's a difference if we measure the time. I think the demo measures the time, and that's not good because the repellent it saves you some time, but it will also make the monsters scale faster if you only look at the waves. Okay, Des says it feels kind of like Noita type roguelike, where there are upgrades, but not ones that are buffs, just new spells that you can get. But every run you start fresh. Yes, that's a great point. So you will be able to have the loadout stage that will be more complex in the future. You can choose the dome, but you can also choose another keeper, and you can probably choose a primary gadget with which you start, and maybe even more like a trait or some a few permanent unlocks, or maybe it's a system where you can build a loadout of traits or skills. So you can get a little bit stronger just by finding new things, because you can choose what you want to start with and what you like and what fits your playstyle. But in general, the game does not get easier by itself. Sucking Schnitzel is looking forward to the full version. Me too. Gave monster laser eyes. Oh, that's an interesting point. I've never actually thought about monsters shooting lasers. That could be interesting. Maybe a little one that looks like Homelander and flies around from The Boys Amazon series. Amazing series. What's the secret death shortcut? Great question, Azered. Can't tell you. If I told you, I wouldn't have to kill you, but I would have to change the death shortcut then. Nice costume. Thanks, Yoshi. Yeah, Cubus knows you can do good stuff with Godot. And I also think there will be big games coming in the future that use Godot more and more. Not necessarily the big 3D games, so if you want to do super nice 3D graphics, you will probably still be better off with Unity and Unreal, but for 2D it's amazing. And I want to do 2D games because we can stay small and make games that play well. Nagli Rocksack says, best is bombs and I'll die on that hill. And that's an amazing point. So he likes the bombs to dig out the area. And a lot of people don't use them at all. And that's I really enjoy it when people argue over, okay, which gadget is the best one. Shield's better than than all. You are far behind. Yeah, I know. And I'm not sure if I would scroll completely down, I would miss all your questions. So I'm not sure what to do. Ubermensch asks if will the maps stay handcrafted or will they be randomly generated? They will be randomly generated. I'm not sure if I have that on here. No. Yeah, they are already. I already have like a procedural generation set up, and I'm working on this tomorrow again. Phoenix asks, man, your game needs some crystal, if you know what I mean. No, I have no idea. Everyone wants some crystal, okay. Will you enable tiles health for demo? Not sure what you mean, Azaret. Passive skills for different characters would be nice, yeah. Oh, choose primary gadget, half the Discord finally getting the lift to start, says Sausage. Now, I'm not sure what what I will do with the lift. So basically, the lift right now is amazing because there are no alternatives to it, and because the maps are deeper than wider. If I make the maps less deep but super wide, the lift will quickly balance out. And if you have good alternatives that help with transportation, the lift also balances out. Basically, what I would like is to only have OP gadgets. So no, I would rather not debuff the lift, but add more gadgets that are equally amazing as the lift. So you still have a hard choice, but it all feels good. Can you make a Neko keeper? Neko is I Build Blasters asked. Neko is a cat, like a cat keeper. Chunky Yogurt says possibly a monster that has reflection ability, so it could damage a dome with your own laser. Yeah, definitely. I wanna have monsters that where your strategy is not to shoot it immediately as soon as you see it, but to wait a bit for it. Cora says, I really enjoy your game. Thank you for working so much on it. It's a pleasure. So it's really amazing and incredibly fulfilling just to be able to make a game full time. So the demo you played, I was working a 40-hour-a-week IT job, and we made it in our free time. And since January we are working on this full time, and this is just the best thing ever. Just amazing. Teleporter, yeah, lift and teleporter is good stuff. 5 minutes behind still. Okay, leave a mark so now I know if I'm catching up. Lift is OP because it eliminates the need for some upgrades. Yeah, but I want that. So it's nice. It's nice if you don't need to have the upgrade, or if you have a possible path to avoid the upgrade. So that's something I definitely see. And if the map would be very wide, you would still need the carry upgrade because you still need to bring the stuff to the lift, right? Maybe movable ore grinder. Oh yeah, that's actually exactly what I have in mind. To have the ore grinder as an upgrade, and that you can take it down into the mine like a vacuum, and it drags like a pipe behind it, and crushes the stuff and sends it up. It's 4 minutes past 11. Did I say I wanted to stream an hour? I'm not sure, to be honest. So usually I would do an hour, but sometimes, I guess we can do a little bit more sometimes, depending on I don't know how much we wanna chat still. Oh, now I get it. Okay, it took a while for me to understand. You wrote the timestamp, so what I said, yeah, so I can see how much I'm behind. Okay, good. Thank you. Could there be a setting, Chunky Yogurto asks, where you can see all types of stats that are normally hidden, like damage numbers? Yeah, I actually made a poll in the Discord. Let's bring up the Discord, and we can look in. Here we can see it. I asked that in the Discord, and the majority vote is for actually having these numbers clearly visible instead of hidden. And I also feel like that's good. It's just something that's additional work, because if you handwrite the texts, they will diverge from the actual balancing of the game if you are not super careful, and if they should be automatically filled in with the data with the game data, this is some extra work. So yeah, that one we will have. Yeah. Yeah, I understood. Okay, not a reminder to end the stream, but I'm probably ending soon anyway. So I'm really getting super sweaty here. But I also don't want to take off my spacesuit. Okay. Phoenix also said maybe change ore mechanic of ores. One ore can be like 100 points for smallest, 300 for heaviest. Movable grinder could give you like 50% of value. That's also a very interesting thought, that you have different qualities of grinders. So you could have one that like has a 100% like efficiency, but maybe also one that has 120%, and maybe one that's movable but grinds less resources. But I'm not sure if people would like that. Striptease time. Not today. Maybe in the next stream. Yeah. So yeah, I filled the hour. I'm good with that. So I will wrap up the stream now. I thank you all for being here and for coming and for checking out the new graphic style. As I said, we really worked hard on this and kind of agonized sometimes, but also made dances of joys when we figured something out. Yeah, and I hope we can make a really nice looking game now. And I feel good that we have fixed the style. Okay, then I wish you all a nice evening or a nice day. Then see you next time. Bye bye.